Australia, hold on tight because Pauline Hanson just unleashed a raw, unfiltered takedown at the Bush summit in Toowoomba that's got the nation buzzing, and for good reason. This isn't your typical political jab. It's a full-throttle exposé on how our country's core is cracking under the weight of short-sighted policies, with Prime Minister Anthony Albanese cast as the chief architect of the chaos. Forget the polished spin from Canberra elites. Hanson, with her signature no-holds-barred style, painted a picture of an Australia teetering on the brink, where everyday folks are paying the price for a government obsessed with optics over outcomes. And trust me, the online firestorm is real. Posts exploding across X, from frustrated parents to regional workers, all echoing her call-out that Albanese's leadership is selling us short, prioritizing global brownie points and big business buddies over the backbone of this nation. Let's dive into the heart of it, starting with a quick summary of the video that's fueling this uproar. In her Sky News interview at the summit, Hanson, interviewed by Laura Jays, delivered a passionate 7-minute rant that's gone viral. She lamented, "It's not the country I grew up in," highlighting fears for future generations amid collapsing industries, unaffordable housing, and eroding job security. Key stats flew fast: 217,000 arrivals in the first 2 months of 2025, plus 125,000 in May alone, all to artificially boost GDP and mask a recession. She slammed high immigration for inflating housing demand, criticized foreign ownership jacking up prices, and pointed to $15 billion in wages from foreign workers and students vanishing overseas annually. On energy, she torched Albanese's net zero push as a scam, advocating for coal, which she claims is 90% emissions-free, and nuclear power, while renewables like wind and solar get slammed for inefficiency and land grabs. She accused politicians of lacking vision, flipping policies for votes, and ignoring grassroots Aussies, with 30,000 small businesses and 1,400 manufacturers shuttered since 2023. The clip ends with her urging unity on defense and housing, but it's her welfare jab, 900,000 able-bodied folks on the dole while migrants fill jobs, that sparked the most debate. But Hanson didn't stop at surface scratches. She zeroed in on Albanese like a laser, accusing him of personally betraying ordinary Australians by flooding the gates with record migration while our housing stock crumbles. Picture this: young couples scraping by in overpriced rentals, dreaming of a backyard for their kids, only to be told tough luck, because Albanese's crew is too busy chasing headline growth figures. Experts back her up. Leaked Treasury docs whisper that under these policies, the crisis is baked in, with rents skyrocketing and homeownership slipping away for anyone without a family fortune. Albanese's fingerprints are everywhere. His government's migration surge, far exceeding forecasts, has jammed up hospitals, schools, and roads, turning suburbs into pressure cookers. And the irony? While he preaches fairness, billions in overseas remittances bleed our economy dry, leaving locals to fight over crumbs. Hanson called it a con job, where GDP looks shiny on TV, but families are drowning in debt, with power bills set to triple in 5 years if his renewables obsession holds. It's not just housing. Hanson ripped into the broader betrayal, framing Albanese as the puppet master pulling strings for unions and corporate overlords. Think about our farmers battling drought and red tape, trot-eyes watching jobs vanish to cheap imports, and small towns fading into ghost stories. She exposed how his administration ignores underemployment, where Aussies juggle multiple gigs just to survive, while importing labor that undercuts wages. Crime's spiking, welfare's ballooning, and yet Albanese turns a blind eye, preferring photo ops with international allies over fixing the mess at home. The renewables scam, as she dubbed it, is the final nail. Shutting coal plants, betting the farm on unreliable wind and solar, all while industries fold and energy costs soar. Hanson warned we're self-destructing with no real plan for defense or prosperity. Just endless policy U-turns that cost taxpayers billions. This is why the internet's ablaze tonight. Aussies are done being gaslit. Hanson's not just venting. She's channeling the rage of millions who've watched their dreams deferred under Albanese's watch. From X threads dissecting her every word to viral clips amassing thousands of shares, the message is clear. We've been hoodwinked by a leader more focused on legacy than livelihoods. But here's the spark of hope. Hanson's got the fire to rally us. Australia, it's time to demand better. Secure borders, affordable homes, reliable jobs, and energy that doesn't bankrupt us. Albanese might not listen, but the grassroots roar is growing. Will we let this betrayal define our future, or rise up and reclaim the fair go? The choice is ours, and the clock's ticking.